geopolitics and
This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar called on Bhutan's Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay in New Delhi. Minister Jaishankar said that India and Bhutan's unique and time-tested partnership continues to move from strength to strength. Earlier, Bhutan's Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay, accompanied by his wife Tashi Doma and the official entourage, visited the Sri Ram Mandir at Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh. In a press conference, India's Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said that Mauritian Prime Minister Naveen Chandra Ramgoolam will visit India from 9th to 16th of September. On Russia-Ukraine conflict, India extended support for its early end and the establishment of an enduring peace in the region. MEA's spokesperson said that India welcomes all the recent efforts towards establishing peace in Ukraine. India's permanent representative to the United Nations, P. Harish, speaking at the UN General Assembly on Thursday, reaffirmed India's stance of dialogue and diplomacy as the way forward to end the conflict. Ambassador Harish also drew attention to the collateral impact of the conflict, particularly rising fuel and food prices that disproportionately affect the global south. On the occasion of Teachers' Day on September 5th, President Draupadi Murmu paid floral tributes to Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, former President of India, on his birth anniversary at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. President Draupadi Murmu honoured educators with the National Teachers Awards 2025, recognising their dedication, innovation and service to education. Addressing the gathering, the President said that building the character of students is the primary duty of a teacher. The President of India also greeted teachers at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi on Friday. The teachers were exclusively invited to visit the Amrit Udyan on the occasion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a post on X, extended his greetings on Teachers' Day and also remembered the life and thoughts of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, a distinguished scholar and teacher, on his birth anniversary. As India celebrates the festival of Onam on Friday, Prime Minister Modi called the festival a symbol of unity, hope and cultural pride. He wrote on X that may this beautiful festival bring renewed joy, good health and abundant prosperity for all. Prime Minister also extended his greetings on the occasion of Milad-un-Nabi and wished for peace and well-being in our society. India's Shipping Minister Sarbanand Sonowal inaugurated the Green Hydrogen Pilot Project at VOC Port in Tamil Nadu's Tuticorin, making it India's first port to produce green hydrogen. Indian Minister for Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari awarded the 7th FICCI Road Safety Awards to corporate schools under 5 different categories for their outstanding work and contribution in road safety. The minister listed several key initiatives meant to save lives in road accidents that assist road accident victims. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh attended the annual convocation ceremony of the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Roorkee, on Friday. During his remarks, the minister said that technology plays a pivotal role in the development of the nation and India is on its path to becoming the 3rd largest economy in the world. The Indian Army Aviation executed an evacuation of 2 South Korean nationals stranded at Kongmarula Pass in Ladakh. After a successful rescue on Thursday night, the individuals were handed over to medical authorities. In a post on X, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited wrote that in the LCA Mark 1A program, the second center fuselage assembly for the LCA Tejas Mark 1A was handed over to HAL on Thursday. A multi-activity display was organized on Friday at the Officers Training Academy in Tamil Nadu's Chennai as a prelude to the passing out parade of officer cadets. Indian benchmark indices ended flat on Friday. At close, the Sensex was down 7 points at 80,711. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange, however, added 7 points to close at 24,741. At the Forex market, the Indian rupee slipped to 88 rupees 36 paise against the US dollar on Friday. On the multi-commodity exchange, gold futures maturing on October 3rd were priced at 107,616 rupees per 10 grams. Silver futures for September 5th maturity stood at 125,654 rupees per kilo. India's bioeconomy witnessed remarkable growth in the past 10 years, growing from $10 billion to $165.7 billion. India's first Tesla car, Model Y, was handed over to Maharashtra Transport Minister Pratap Sarnaik from Tesla Experience Centre, Mumbai, which was opened on July 15th this year. Bangladesh now has the highest non-performing loan ratio in Asia, with over $20 billion stock of distressed assets, making it the most fragile banking system. This was revealed in a new Asian Development Bank report. In the global energy market, Brent crude was down by around 1% at $68.38 a barrel. Vietnam's coffee exports continue to record impressive growth over the first 8 months of this year, reaching $6.42 billion, which is the highest in a decade. On to international news of the day. In Thailand, Bhum Jaitai party leader Anutin Charnvirakul was elected as the next prime minister after the parliamentary vote on Friday. UK Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has resigned days after admitting to underpaying tax on a property in southern England. In a letter to Prime Minister Starmer, she took full responsibility for the error of not seeking further tax advice on the purchase. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Friday that thousands of troops could be deployed to Ukraine as part of post-war security guarantees. Russian President Vladimir Putin warned on Friday that any Western troops deployed to Ukraine would be a legitimate target for Moscow's army. Earlier on Thursday, Kiev's European allies in Paris summit have pledged to provide security guarantees to Ukraine after the peace deal is reached. French President Emmanuel Macron told reporters that 26 Western allies have formally committed to deploying troops by land, sea or air to Ukraine the day after a ceasefire deal is agreed. The French President, European leaders and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also held a call with US President Donald Trump after the Paris summit. Talking to reporters, US President Trump said that he and Putin are having very good dialogue and he will speak with the Kremlin leader in the near future. On talks, Kremlin said that for now there were no preparations for talks between the two leaders, but they can be arranged quickly. Kremlin also reacted on the possibility of Putin-Zelensky talks, saying before any such meeting at the higher or highest level, huge amount of work needs to be done. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said on Thursday that Washington has told other countries that recognition of a Palestinian state will cause more problems. According to a White House fact sheet, US President Donald Trump plans to sign an executive order on Friday to rename the Department of Defense as the Department of War. Hamas on Friday released a video of 2 Israeli hostages seized from a music festival in Israel in October 2023. One of the hostages is said to be held in Gaza City, where the Israeli military has launched a major offensive. Israel says it has claimed about 40% of Gaza City. Israeli military spokesperson Brigadier General Efi Deferin in a news conference said that forces have seized large parts of Zaytoun and Sheikh Radwan neighborhoods. Czech opposition politician Andrej Babis launched his party's election campaign on Thursday, taking aim at the government of Prime Minister Peter Fiala and the European Union. Argentina's Congress on Thursday for the first time overturned a veto issued by President Javier Milei, raising the stakes for the libertarian leader as the country heads into consequential legislative elections. Australian Defence Minister Richard Marles on Friday boarded the Japanese Navy ship Mikuma, one of the Mogami-class frigates of the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force in Yokosuka. In the Portuguese capital, recovery operations continued into the early hours of Friday after a Lisbon funicular railway hurtled off the track and hit a building, killing 16 people and injuring 22. A tragic bus accident in Sri Lanka has killed 15 people on Friday. The government has dispatched a team to provide support to the accident victims and their families. An investigation into the cause is underway. Health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo have declared a new outbreak of the Ebola virus. 28 suspected cases have been recorded in the latest outbreak that has killed 16 people so far. Okay, we are heading for a short breather here in Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.
We're always on the move, to the market, to work, to meet our friends. But how often do we stop and think about, is there a cleaner, affordable and eco-friendly way to travel?
Since switching to this e-rickshaw, I feel so much better. Everything is easier with this battery-powered rickshaw.
Our research is focused on a less mature technology, which will be less costly, so it'll be more economically viable.
If you plant new saplings, they'll take 10 years to grow. When we replant the trees, we are also retaining the oxygen the trees provide and preserving greenery.
My dream would be to have a play street slash parklet, so we could have the parklet for some adults and some refreshments, and then everyone could come and kids could be playing.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's resume. A series of cloudbursts and floods have wreaked havoc across northern states of India, including Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. President Draupadi Murmu expressed deep anguish of the loss of lives and destruction. India's National Disaster Response Force team has been deployed to the capital city of Delhi following heavy rainfall that led to severe waterlogging in the area. After enduring several days of relentless rainfall, Jammu saw clear skies on Friday, offering much-needed respite to residents. The Indian Army constructed an emergency footbridge within just 18 hours to restore connectivity for locals in the flood-hit region of Jammu and Kashmir. Around 50 devotees stranded during the Mani Mahesh Yatra due to inclement weather were airlifted by an Indian Air Force Chinook helicopter in Himachal Pradesh. Northern state of Punjab continues to battle severe floods, with water submerging the India-Pakistan border in Firozpur and inundating villages in Fazilka, Firozpur and other districts. The disaster in Punjab has claimed at least 43 lives, with 3 people still missing. Over 1,900 villages are affected and more than 20,000 residents have been relocated to safer areas. Heavy rains continue to lash parts of Pakistan, causing widespread destruction as major rivers overflowed and submerged villages. Afghanistan continues to reel under earthquakes as multiple tremors hit the nation in a matter of 4 days, having killed over 2,200 people. Apart from the World Food Programme, Germany also extended $2.5 million assistance to Afghanistan. A massive wildfire near Mine Creek in Colombia forced the closure of the Cuecuhala highway as flames and thick smoke engulfed both sides of the road. The fire northeast of Vancouver has rapidly spread to nearly 1,200 acres from just 250 acres earlier in the week. Air quality warnings remain in effect across the Vancouver metro area and the Fraser Valley. Mexico's Los Cabos streets were left flooded and covered in thick mud after Hurricane Lorena passed near the popular tourist destination, bringing heavy rains and strong winds. Hurricane Kiko remains a powerful Category 4 storm with low central pressure. As it moves towards the Hawaiian Islands, meteorologists warn that Kiko could intensify further. As per the World Meteorological Organization, wildfires intensified by climate change were a major contributor to global air pollution in 2024. The Amazon basin, Canada, Siberia and Central Africa experienced severe pollution due to intense wildfires. Europe's Iberian Peninsula also saw record emissions, affecting air quality across Western Europe. Griffith University researchers in Australia are harnessing oyster in the fight to save the Great Barrier Reef. The discovery is believed to be a game changer for marine restoration. A monumental lacquer painting titled President Ho Chi Minh Reading the Declaration of Independence in Vietnam has been recognized by Guinness World Records as the world's largest lacquer painting of its kind. A drone show lit up the night sky in Chongqing, China, featuring displays of adorable cats and dogs, the thousand-hand Guanyin, and the iconic face-changing act of Sichuan opera. Morocco's Crown Prince Moulay Al Hassan inaugurated the reconstructed Prince Moulay Abdullah Stadium in Rabat. The Indra Jatra festival officially commenced in Kathmandu on Thursday. Over time, Indra Jatra has evolved into a national celebration symbolizing Nepal's cultural unity and rich diversity. A fundraiser event, Real Rhythm and Soul 2025, was organized in Kathmandu for the Nepal Women Chamber of Commerce and Cancer Care. Renowned sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik paid tribute to former Indian President Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan on Teachers' Day by creating a sand sculpture at the Puri beach. The 27th edition of Saras Ajivika Mela craft fair begins in New Delhi on Friday. More than 400 rural women belonging to self-help groups across the country are participating in the fair. The South Indian state of Kerala is celebrating Onam, with Thiruvonam marking the culmination of the 10-day harvest festival. A traditional Onam Pookalam, an elaborate floral rangoli created during the Onam festival at Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus in Mumbai. 50th edition of the Toronto International Film Festival kicked off with the world premiere of American documentary of Canadian comedy legend John Candy, I Like Me. Bharat Pavilion at the 50th Toronto International Film Festival was officially inaugurated, marking a historic debut for the Waves Bazaar. Cast and crew of the United Kingdom comedy thriller film Saltburn reunited for a new adaptation of the author Emily Bront's classic love story Wuthering Heights. Japanese director Mamoru Hosoda presented his new animated film Scarlet at the Venice Film Festival. Cambodia submitted the psychological horror thriller movie Tenement for Oscar Academy Award. A special screening of Indian director Vivek Agnihotri's new film The Bengal Files was held in Mumbai. British historical crime drama Peaky Blinders actor Finn Cole joined Danish director Mads Mikkelsen's action thriller film Sirius. Canadian singer Justin Bieber surprised his fans by announcing his album Swag 2, which is the follow-up of album Swag. Indian actor Rajnikant's latest action thriller movie, Coolie, set to release on digital OTT platform on September the 11th. Italian luxury fashion icon Giorgio Armani's private funeral will take place on Monday in Milan. Armani passed away on Thursday at the age of 91. On to sports news now. India's Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, Mansukh Mandavia, unveiled the logo and mascot of Jalveer in New Delhi on Friday for the 11th Asian Aquatics Championship. The Aquatics Championship will take place from 1st to 15th October in Ahmedabad with swimming, diving, artistic swimming and water polo. Reigning champion and world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka will face American Amanda Anisimova in the summit clash of US Open on Sunday. Sabalenka rallied from a set down to defeat 4th seed Jessica Pegula and keep her title defense firmly on track. Amanda Anisimova rallied from a set down to defeat 4 times Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka and reach the final. Yuki Bhambri's dream run at the US Open ended as the Indian star alongside his partner Michael Venus lost a tightly contested battle in the men's doubles semi-finals. Yuki and Michael went toe-to-toe with the higher-ranked pair Joe Salisbury and Neil Skupski but ended up losing in a 3-set thriller. India will now face China in their third and final Super Fours clash of the Asia Men's Hockey on Saturday. India clinched their second Super Fours match in the Hockey Asia Cup with a commanding 4-1 victory over Malaysia in Rajgir. India thrashed Thailand 11-0 in their opening match of the Women's Asia Cup hockey tournament in China on Friday. In chess, reigning world champion D. Gukesh registered a commanding win over France's Bacro in the first round of the FIDE Grand Swiss tournament underway in Uzbekistan. Former New Zealand captain Ross Taylor has decided to come out of retirement to represent Samoa, the country of his mother's birth, as they bid to qualify for the next year's 2020 World Cup. Defending champions Australia announced a 15-member squad for the upcoming ODI World Cup in India and Sri Lanka from September 30th to November 2nd. In football, Lionel Messi signed off in style by scoring twice in his final World Cup qualifier on home soil as Argentina beat Venezuela 3-0. And Inter Miami forward Luis Suarez has issued an apology for the spitting incident that took place after his team's loss to the Seattle Sounders in the League's Cup final. So with that, we come to the end of this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.